YouTube so YouTube doesn't bug out. There we go. And then record. Alright.
Recording in progress.
We are live. So let me just send this out to people. Or post it. This is like the one part, like it's just like the one part that stinks. You just have to literally go fast as heck to post it, so people don't sit there just waiting.
Yeah.
I don't know why this did that when I just could have just posted the one from me earlier. Oh no. Link. There we go. Struggling is real. Send. Alright. Let me just do this.
Wi-Fi's giving you problems?
Yep. Everything just doesn't load up. And then, okay, now we're good. Let me go like this.
Okay.
So, we're here with Culver City's very own Culver, California. Culver City, California. My bad, I've got to put the California in there. His very own. Can you say? Because I don't want to mess it up. Because I always mess up on names. I'm not good with names. Your name.
Zevi Eckhaus.
Okay. Because I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah, you're good.
Because I didn't want to mess it up. I should have asked you that earlier. I applaud. I have ADHD.
You're good. You're all good, man.
Finished 4th in the FCS Jerry Rice Award, which is the best freshman in FCS football. Honestly, I think you should have won it. Darius Garrett to Sanders because it's Sanders. Just saying. Was the NEC Offensive Rookie of the Year and was an All NEC First Team. You balled out. Like, you balled out this year. For a freshman, you had the greatest season for a freshman in QB history at Bryant. So coming from California, what was that transition like? And what made you choose Bryant on the whole other side of the country to go to?
Yeah, so, throughout my whole recruitment, I'd say I was receiving a lot of interest from the Northeast. I had, a school called Sacred Heart, which is in Connecticut. They're in our conference. I had Colgate, which is in upstate New York. It was a little bit difficult with the recruiting process, for my class just because COVID, played a big role in that. But Bryant was a school who remained persistent, throughout my whole entire recruiting, throughout my whole entire recruiting period. Once they offered me, they were very persistent. They really wanted me, and for me to make a decision, I felt very comfortable going to them. I know it was across the country. I guess for me, it was a little bit different because I actually, I have family in New York, so there are some, family back east for me. But yeah, I would say, even when I made the decision, I wasn't completely aware of how different it was going to be, as far as weather and whatnot. But I knew it was going to be different, and I was a little excited for it, honestly. I was excited for a change and seeing how I could adapt to that different environment.
So, in California, did you see snow before? Or when you went to Bryant, was the first time you see snow?
Never saw snow. When I saw snow in California, it would be us, going up to, to Northern California, just for like a snowboarding trip. My family. So we would have to plan a trip, but other than that, I never walked out of my house and it was like, oh, it's snowing. That was never a reality for me. Growing up.
Yeah, here it could be snowing one day, and then the next day it's 70 degrees outside, and you're just like,
yeah.
What is going on?
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's very weird, yeah.
I grew up with it my whole life. I hate it. I'll be honest, at this point, I hate it. Like, it's just like, one day it snows. Next day, snows again, and then you have like good 12 inches out there. Next thing you know, it's 70 degrees outside, no cloud in the sky, and you're just like, and then it's 30 degrees at night, and you're just like,
Right.
why is this a thing? Why is New England's weather is the worst thing? Like,
Yeah, no, I know a lot of my teammates, the ones that are from the East Coast or Mass and whatnot. A lot of them say they don't like the weather there. Just because it goes so back and forth. I mean, me personally, as crazy as this sounds, I actually really like it. I like you said, you get the days where it's 70, and then you get it's like 30 degrees or 20 degrees and snow next day. I personally don't mind the cold. It hasn't really bugged me out. I've actually gotten to the point where 70 degrees is just way too hot for me. It's 70, 60, because California is 60 degrees, 70 degrees, 80 degrees pretty often. I'd say they live in between that weather. 60 degrees is hot for me now. I mean, I've pretty much gotten adjusted to the East Coast. So I kind of like it though. I like it though.
yeah,
I like the cold. I like seeing every season switch. You don't get too much of that in California. It's pretty it's pretty constant with your 50s, 60s, 70s. You really get every season when you live in the Northeast.
yes,
So it's pretty cool.
you get winter, early winter, late winter, early spring,
Yeah,
skip the rest of spring, go right into summer.
yeah,
Spring in the summer sometimes you get down to the 60s for some reason. It's the most confusingest thing if you don't live here. And I like what you were saying earlier with people. I've heard from a lot of people that come up here that like are at colleges and stuff like that. They love it, the weather, and you can tell the people that are from up here. They're just like, why do you love this? Like, but I understand it because seeing every season, like you explained it like perfectly, because you get to see the foliage, the leaves change. You get to freeze to death basically, like, and then you get beautiful summers and beautiful springs up here. Like, it's beautiful up here, but you don't know what the weather's gonna be. Like, if you want the easiest job to make the most money, be a weatherman or a meteorologist up in New England, because they don't even know. They're just like, yeah, it's gonna be 70 tomorrow. No, it's not. It's gonna be 42 degrees and it's gonna be 30 degrees winds.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I'll say that much. It's very interesting.
So how would you summarize your first season at Bryant in your own words?
It was a great, great chemistry build and learning experience for the whole team. I think that the team is really young. We got a lot of guys coming back. We obviously there were some circumstances. The transfer quarterback who they were getting ready to start. He hurt his foot, and unfortunately had to miss the rest of the season. So everyone was kind of trying to adjust. He was a transfer as well, so they had to adjust to him, and then right away, with no questions asked, they had to adjust to me. So, it took some time to get some chemistry together, but I think that over off season and even with the season, we've been able to build a lot of chemistry, and I think that we learned a lot in this past year. Coming up just short, winning the conference, I think that everybody has the same goal, the same mind. Heading into the season and even heading into spring ball. Everybody has the same goal in their mind. So it was a great learning experience for us this past year. A great way to build, chemistry and camaraderie. I'm really looking forward to seeing them. We can do next year.
Yeah, it's you guys 7-3. If I'm correct, you can correct me if I'm wrong. 7-3 this year.
7-4.
7-4.
7-4.
7-3 sounds better though. Let's go. You had played 11 games. All 11 games. Wait, I wrote this down. I said 7-3 when I know you played 11 games. You had over 2,000 yards and 21 TDs, and you averaged 217 yards per game. As a freshman, that is an amazing stat line. Going into the season though, like when the injury happened, and they say you're the starter, what was going through your mind at that point? Like when they sat you down or called you or texted you, I don't know how they did it, and told you were going to be the starter.
Yeah, mean, yeah, when they told me, I was just kind of mentally prepare myself, for the moment, at hand. Um, but I got to give a lot of credit, if not all the credit to my coaches and my teammates. I mean, once it was known that I was going to be starting, my coach is all confidence in me, going out there and performing, open up the playbook for me, and just for my teammates from the linemen all the way to the receivers, running backs, tight ends, all of them. They all had complete faith in me. They really made me feel ready for that moment. They all had trust in me, and we had a lot of things that we had success on, a lot of things that we can work on, but none of that would have been accomplished if it weren't for my teammates and my coach just having complete faith in me and trust in me. So I guess.
I know you froze. You
You
froze
hear me?
it.
You got me?
Yeah, I got you now. You froze that last
Okay.
little part there. You said
Yeah, I just wanted to say I got to give credit to my coaches and my teammates. Just for making sure I was ready for that moment. If it wasn't for them, it might have been a different situation. So I'm very thankful for them.
And there's, like they always say, the saying that never gets old if you play sports. There's no I in team. Unless you're Kobe Bryant, then there's a me in there too.
No doubt.
Unless you're Kobe, then he says there's a me in there.
Right.
So throughout when the season is going on, what game would you say was the most challenging game this year for you?
I couldn't even put a label on one. I mean, it's funny when you're in high school. There's certain opponents that you kind of go into the game and you're like, okay, like they don't play football that well. It's just football is just high school.
Yeah.
In college, everyone's good. Everyone's good. There's no, you can't go into a week and say, okay, guys, we got this one. Like, don't even worry about it. It doesn't exist. Because the second you do that is the second you've already lost. You don't even have to come to Saturday and play. You've already lost at that point. Every team is so well coached and their players are very good, which is the reason that they're there. I couldn't even say that there was one game more challenging than the other. They were all very challenging, and you just got to prepare for every game. No matter who you're playing, prepare at your best and get ready to perform.
That's the best answer I've ever had to that. I'll be honest with you. That's really the best. Like, you can't put a label because you're right. People don't realize. I feel like that's like this year. I take example from the NFL. Urban Meyer, he said it. Right. He goes, "They're playing against 5 and 4 stars every single week. It seems like it's like that. Like college football yesterday. Like I honestly think the stars don't matter. I really think so. I think if the player has heart and stuff like that, he's gonna be a great player, and like the fundamentals. But in college football, like I went to D3. I tried for the baseball team. Everyone on that team was the star in their high school, and like it's like one of those things where like
for sure.
You're the star in your high school team, but like then you have to realize like when you go to college, don't matter the level. All of them were stars in their own aspect at their high school, and I think that's right. One of the biggest things that like can take a tamper on your mental, like when you're a freshman going into college. And obviously it didn't with you. Like 2,000 yards, like you went out there and you balled out with your team, and you are, it seems like as we're talking, a very team oriented player, and that's something that's honestly kind of rare nowadays, like for players like our age. Like most players are like me. You don't really see a lot of team players, and that's amazing. So what would you say is your biggest strength at the QB position?
My biggest strength. If I had to give my biggest strength, it's my it's my willingness to learn. I feel like there's so much that I still don't know about. There's so much that I can still improve and get better at. Team. I think that's really key. For me because it challenges me to keep learning, keep wanting to grow as a player. You got people like Tom Brady who's 44 years old and he's still working on his mechanics. He's still learning new things in film. And you never can reach an of of talent or ability. Like that can always continue to grow and it can always continue to get better. So I think that it's really good that I have that ability, just to want to learn and want to get better. Because the more I get better, the more that my team.
Yeah, and so going with what is things this off season that you are learning or trying to learn and work on the most?
Right. There's just small things as far as certain routes that I wanna have you know chemistry my with my teammates. Like I said before, regarding the chemistry, if you have a full off season where you can really play and find out what receiver how they run certain routes or what tight end runs certain routes or how running backs like to come off the ball, that can really help as a team season time. So there's just small things that I want to be able to work on with my teammates and be on the same page so that come August, September, etc. We're doing even better than we did last year. Always improving, always improving.
And so let's go. So I've heard like that in college football compared to high school, the play calling from a coach is so drastically different. Is it?
There's a little difference. Definitely a lot more simplified in high school. Just because it's hard to implement a very hard and intricate playbook because the kids aren't ready for. When you get to college, you're now working with some adults, so they have the ability to understand and be able to reciprocate easier. So yeah, there's a little difference. It's a little bit more complex, a little bit more wording to it. But it's achievable for pretty much anybody. It's a language. It's a language. All this stuff is language. Once you're able to speak the language and learn language and understand language, that it's really not a problem. Everybody adapts.
Good. So going with the play call, what was your favorite thing you said for an audible that you yelled? Because you have Peyton Manning Omaha. What was your favorite one this year that you had?
Yeah, I mean, there's some freedom from the quarterback position. There's definitely a lot of freedom in the quarterback position. The coaches definitely, they trust us on the field. A favorite, I mean, shoot, just giving a guy, to a guy and giving him a fade ball. You know what I mean? Those are probably one of the most fun throws to make. If you got some type of play action going on, and you like your matchup with your guy against theirs, and shoot, just call it and let your guy make a play.
There you go, and that's goes with your vision too. You can see what cover they're in,
right.
And that's good right there. And what was the funniest thing that you have said when the quarterback says stuff Omaha they had all that. What would you say this year you said that was the funniest thing that you remember that stuck out to you?
I don't know. I haven't really gotten into to saying a bunch of different intricate things yet. I think there was one game that somebody was trying to act like he was getting ready to blitz, and I just said, "I know you're not coming." That was pretty much it. But yeah, I haven't said too much Omaha Peyton Manning stuff. Not yet, at least.
So it was like that. Have you ever seen that video of Cam Newton? I think it was Clay Matthews.
Yeah.
It was like that. I know you ain't watch this.
Yeah.
So this upcoming season, wait, hold up. Before I open my mouth, I gotta look at your schedule, Bryant's schedule this season. So while I'm looking it up, I'm gonna go with this. So this is not about football. I'm gonna shift real quick. Bryant's playing right now to get into the round of 64. The college men's basketball team.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you. I was surprised that when we said Wednesday, and I realized that Bryant was playing. I was like, oh no. Are you gonna be watching them? Have you been keeping track of them?
Yeah, keep it track. I think just before we got on this, they were down by like 6 points. It was like 52-46. In the second half. Yeah, I was keeping track. I went to their NC championship game. But yeah, I mean, because I'm actually in Los Angeles right now. Like I said, our TV doesn't capture it, so I got to kind of follow through the ESPN app and just watch the play-by-play. But shoot, man, I'm hoping they make a run. They could be that team that makes a run. They got a.
You have the duo.
They're a really fun team to watch. They're really they're a very, very fun team to watch. Peter Kiss, Charles Bryant, all those guys. They're all pretty good.
Oh no, I just looked. It's 77-63.
How much time is left?
6:30 in the second. I mean, they can make the comeback. It is March.
They can make a comeback.
Supposedly, I saw because when I walked in, I came back home. It was going into halftime, and they said something about they're isolating one of the star guards, like the dynamic duo. They're just literally just going after one of them and letting the other one score. In my head, that's a smart move right there. But we're back to football now. This year, you play FBS Florida International, first game, going to Florida. You excited about that game? Because now you've been to the three corners in a way of America. Like you lived in Cali, grew up in Cali, went to Mass, and then you're going to Florida for a game. So you basically played the triangle of America, basically.
Yeah.
Are you excited for that game?
Yeah, we're really excited for that one. Last year our first the first FBS game ever was against Akron. I think going into the fourth quarter it was 14. We kind of let that one slip away. But it taught us that we play with FBS teams, and I think that I think that we're going to show that to everybody across the world. Come FIU, we're really excited for that game. I think it comes out on like a Thursday. I don't even think it's a Saturday. So yeah, we're really excited. We're really we're ready to go out there and show the world what Bryant's capable of.
Yeah, and it's Thursday, September 1st. So that one, I can't wait for that. And I can't wait for the Holy Cross game. That's going to be an amazing game. That game, it's November 12th.
Yeah, we get that one at the end.
I can't wait for that one. That's a good one because are they in the NEC? NEC?
No.
Or they're
No, they're not in our conference. It's not a conference game.
I always messed it up because Holy Cross is I always look at that the NEC and it's all of New England basically, and you have some New York teams.
Right.
And I was in my head why isn't Holy Cross in there? But Holy Cross is in Patriot, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I believe so. I'm not.
I always forget. I always mess up the NEC and the Patriot League. I've always done that since I was a kid. Just growing up knowing, and even in college basketball, I always mess it up because they're all so close together.
Yeah.
But when you played against Sacred Heart this year, you said you got looked at by Sacred Heart, and so when you played against them, were you just like in your head, as a competitive, you're just could have been here, but look, I'm balling out here. Because I know myself, I would have been I picked this school, sorry I couldn't go to you, but watch what I'm doing here. Because I'm just competitive, and my cocky side would have came out in there, would have been you're balling out here, I'm sorry, but went here, apologize. So how was it playing against a team that recruited you?
I mean, it was nice. See, they had some form of seeing me playing that in high school, so that was pretty cool. But I'd say my primary wanted to, help my team get back to 500. I think we were coming off of a loss against Yara the previous week, and it was really important for us to get even with our record. So, it was nice, after the game, to reflect on that. But my primary thought, was just to win the game and help my team get back to 500.
Yes, I was always wondered that, like, when you went up against a team that recruited you, like, what was, like, that feeling? Like, just, like, this has got to be weird. Like, I always thought it would be, like, a little bit weird. It's like, you guys recruited me, but I didn't go to you. No hard feelings? Like, so then, I'm trying to think what I was going to say. So, this year, what thing this season that you could say that you did best at, like, that you know that you, like, performed very well in, like, on the field? What would you say, like, their biggest takeaway?
I would just say that it was pretty noticeable as the season progressed that the offense was starting to click. I think we reached 2 games putting up like 110 points. We had 50 in both of those last 2 games. So it was really good to see the offense really start to click. As a whole as we progress throughout the season, which is another reason why I'm very excited for next year, just because I think that we can kind of take that momentum that we carried over to finish out the season and kind of do it over the next season. It's going to be the same guys and, the same coaches, same play style and stuff. Obviously, you always get better every year, makes it, improvements to certain things. But, I think that the offense can really start clicking together and then we can really start putting up a lot of points every single game.
And so going with, like, the momentum, that is
right.
And two, you said you're a young team. So you guys are going to be amped up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys, it's like, you're always going to be amped up, like, when you're going to play. But, like, you always know, too, altogether, like, look what we did last year at the end of the season. So now you guys are coming back, and basically you said you're a young team, so you all know what happened last year. And everything started clicking and pieces started going in the right way. Now you guys know, like, you have a couple little pieces you got to click, and then you're done. And then, or not done, but you always can improve. But you're just like...
Right.
We have the foundation now. Now it's time to build the house, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
So one of my last questions for, like, you is, you go to Bryant University, obviously. What is your favorite uniform? You guys, I know you guys have those all black uniforms. You have white. What is your favorite uniform?
That's a tough one. The all black at night is sick. Because we brought that out against Sacred Heart. That was beautiful. I'd have to say black tops, white bottoms. Black tops, white bottoms. That's my favorite. It's just a classical Bryant look. It's the original. The whiteouts are nice too. But I'd have to go with the original black on white, black top, white bottom. That's probably my favorite combination that we brought out.
All right. So now, if you were gonna make a custom one, like a custom uniform, what would you do? Like, what would it be? Black and white?
Yeah, I think so. We have gold bottoms as well. I don't think we have a gold jersey. I would be interested to see how they would design a gold jersey. And make it look good, but yeah, I really like the black and white. I think you can do a lot of that as far as accessories goes, and I think it just looks nice and clean on the field.
What's your favorite accessory?
I like sleeve. I usually have an arm sleeve every game. I think I didn't wear it one time this year, but yeah, I usually have an arm sleeve on my throwing hand. That's it. That's probably my favorite accessory.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with the arm sleeve in any sport, honestly, unless it's like golf.
Right.
I've never seen a golf player. Wait, no.
Right.
I've seen a golf player wear one. I think I did.
They might have. I know they have like stuff for their muscles and tendons. To support it as they're playing.
It's a lot of walking. Like,
Yeah.
they get their steps
Yeah,
in.
no,
I'm gonna say that they get their steps in. Out of all
Oh,
sports,
yeah, for sure.
that's a lot of. I don't know how they do it,
Yeah.
and especially professionally. Like they don't no golf cart. I feel bad for the caddies, the dudes that carry the clubs. They're just that's a heavy bag. We all know it. They're like it's lightweight. No, it's not. That's a good like 30, 40 pounds right there. He's carrying. I bet because he's got so. And honestly, they're probably the caddies' calves. Probably that's their workout. They don't even need to do leg day. They just like put the thing on, just walk through 18 holes.
No doubt, no doubt.
But with the uniform, what helmets do you have? Yeah, I know you have. Do you have a gold one? Do you have black?
Yeah, so we had the gold ones, not this past season, but the years prior. But we just brought out like the matte black helmets this past year with the Bulldog logos. I think the Bulldog logo and the number. That looks sick to me. I love those. I love those helmets. The all golds were really nice. The one thing I didn't like about them was just that they never had anything to it. There was never like a logo or anything. But
so they're like
I said, we brought out the black helmets. They're like the brown. Like if you took the Browns helmet.
Yeah, I know because I remember seeing like it's like I liked it. I liked because with the all black uniform and I loved that helmet. It made everything like come together. And I was wondering like, imagine would you like it if they came out with like a gold chrome helmet with the Bulldog on the side? I know you froze. Okay.
That'd be cool. Yeah, if they had the bonus, that'd be awesome. I like the emblem being there, you know.
Yeah, because it shows who you're playing for.
Exactly.
So, my other question is, you have the Rams' new stadium / Chargers' new stadium over like as your background. Are you a Rams fan?
Actually not. So this picture I actually took myself. I went to the Rams-Cardinals game, the first round of the playoff.
How was that experience?
And I just kind of put my phone in .5 and took that. Oh, that was awesome. That was super cool. It was so loud. I mean, the amount of fans that were there screaming. It was probably one of the most intense games I've been to as far as crowd activity. But yeah, so I just took this picture as they were doing the national anthem. I really like the picture, so I just did it on that.
That is a cool picture. So who is your favorite team?
The Patriots. I'm actually a Patriots fan.
Wow.
Patriots fan. Yeah, since I was a little kid. Big Patriots fan. My mom loved Tom Brady and the Patriots growing up, so I pretty much was forced to watch them every week. And kind of, grew it to me, over time.
Now you're in New England. So you're at like...
Yeah, exactly, right?
I'm not a Patriots fan. I had to grow up with them my whole life.
Who's your team?
Cowboys.
Who's your team?
Cowboys. Sadly.
That was a tough one this past year.
Yeah, we suck. I'll be honest. Like, I will be honest. We really, like, everyone's like, this year's our year. I don't think it's gonna be. I'm sorry. I don't think so. We're already over the cap because we paid Zeke and Dak, like, $100 million each at this point. Like, we ain't signing nobody. Trade Zeke? No, we get rid of Amari for a 5th and 6th. Wow.
Yeah, that's right. So, hopefully they can find a good replacement for him.
Probably not. It's the Cowboys. Like, I don't even know. I mean, we have 3 great emerging stars, though. Like, CD, Diggs, and Parsons. I mean, I'll take that. Like, I just don't want to waste them.
Yeah, I think Michael Gallup's really good, too. I think he'll really come into form this year.
Hopefully, we paid him. The last 2 players we played, they haven't been doing well. Like, Zeke, I don't even know what's good with him. Tony Pollard's better, to be honest. I have a Zeke shirt, too. A Zeke jersey. It was good for that 1 year.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, yeah! he's plays for us. We're paying him so much money. Like, this is amazing. So this offseason in the NFL, let's talk about NFL. Let me end the recording, like this recording, like the Zoom ones. The Zoom
recording stopped.
So now we're on YouTube, just live on YouTube. With this offseason so far in NFL, today Von Miller just left went to the Bills for a lot of money, like 6 years.
Yeah.
I saw the 6 years, and I'm like, why did they just pay him 6 years? Isn't he like he's on the other side? He's like in a way on the trend down. So I'm like, 6 years, he's gonna be in his 40s. He's gonna be like Tom Brady. And I'm like, also talking about Tom Brady real quick. Can he just stay retired? This is just coming from a person that had to grow up in New England. This is coming from a person that had to grow up in New England and have to deal with the Patriot fans. Like, I know he's the GOAT. I do know that. Like, I respect him, but I'm just like, just accept it. Don't go out like Favre, please. Just like accept the fact, like, you said it once. I just don't want him to turn into Brett Favre, where it's I'm retiring. Just kidding. Like,
I don't know, man. Brady's the GOAT. He could do it until he's 50 if he wants to. Sheesh, man.
Yeah, for real.
I'm glad he's coming back. I think, you know, I mean, they almost came back and won the game. They didn't even have Antonio Brown or Chris Godwin. I mean, there's still some left in the tank.
Yeah, but my biggest thing is
still some left in the tank. You watched Michael Jordan's Last Dance. Michael Jordan's Last Dance. He talks about how he wished he would retire because he just felt like that team still had a lot more that they could have accomplished. You know.
Yeah, and I feel like, but did Jensen sign back yet? That's the one I do not know. Their center, because I know one of their offensive linemen retired, another one left. So, I think they're probably gonna go with, another reason too. I think Tom Brady came back because he looked at everything. And he was like, Kyle Trask is not ready, because that was the rumors going around. But I honestly think Kyle Trask, he sat behind Tom Brady. If he isn't ready after 2 years, what's going on over there?
Yeah, no, Jimmy G stood behind Tom Brady, and I think he's made a pretty good career out of himself. So I think Kyle Trask, whenever that time comes, I think he'll be ready. Whoever's behind Brady will be ready. Brady, I'm sure, is a great mentor and probably the best quarterback that you can study. If you're going to be a backup.
My other thing is, I think we all have learned what the dumbest move ever was in NFL football. The Packers trading up to get Jordan Love. Like, I just now just thinking about that stuff. Just like, why? Like, I feel bad for him now. Isn't like he's rookie deals coming up soon. Like, end of his rookie deal. Like, I just feel bad. Like, Packers, you had to piss Rodgers off. That's the best way I can say it. You made him mad. You made Rodgers mad.
Yeah.
So I think that was good for today. Thank you for coming on. This was amazing.
Of course,
I
man.
hope that I can have you on again soon, and I'll definitely probably go to one of the games this year. More likely the Holy Cross, because that's the closest one to me.
Yeah, man.
And can't wait to see that. And make sure you guys watch Bryant this year, because they're gonna have an amazing season. They already went last year. They balled out. This year, they're going to the tournament. And
No doubt.
thank you again though for doing this. Let me end the Zoom, or let me end the. Also, wait, hold up. I gotta show my face because I forgot to do that. Also, you guys, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and until next time, see ya. 1, 2, 3, end. Alright.